Oh my fucking god.
Let me know if you like school as well.
Are you? Is this for real? Okay, shit better ruin my day, bro. Do not attempt to make contact with an individual discussed. Hold on, wait, this shit. This topic includes CP.
Creepy accounts pretending to be kids.
CP? Whoa.
I came across a reel randomly, and it's led me down this weird rabbit hole of people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers. This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram by the user numerouscut792 on April 15th, 2024. It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something truly disturbing was happening with these users. And those in the thread agreed. What the actual fuck? Found all of them and blocked them all.
That's not funny.
Truthsticks11 is seriously creepy to me. I've been trying to find more about them, but can hardly find anything. Very weird account to say the least. The 3 accounts apparently belong to 3 different children. However, when combing through their posts, the content seems to imply something much more bizarre was afoot. Something
Bro, that's actually so disgusting.
This post would be the start of a story that would eventually be picked up and shared all across the online world, becoming one of the more notorious internet mysteries in recent memory, as these accounts revealed an unending rabbit hole that is still being traversed to this very day, in an ongoing investigation into one of the most depraved oddities ever found on Instagram. This is the emerging story.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
smartschoolboy9.
Puppet combo?
1, 2, 3, 4. School.
Yeah, this shit makes me want to click off
I
and
hope
shit.
you like those photos.
An internet rabbit hole.
Really good.
We'll return after these messages.
Before we get too far down this rabbit hole, I want to first thank today's sponsor, AG1. To make sure and say it's the QR. Beautiful boy, an account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. This was the bio of the first account pictured in the Reddit post, an account named Truthsticks11, which was said to be operated by a 12-year-old boy and his mother.
Bro, what is these profile
Back in
pictures?
October of 2021, the duo would make their very first post,
Solitaire?
kicking things off on a
Fuck no.
somewhat concerning note, though not for their own page, but instead another account on the platform.
Viral.
So, that's the account run by
Abdullah Chakir. The man pretending to be a boy has many aliases, including Madali Chakar, using photos of other boys in desperate attempt to make former followers refollow him.
a man pretending to be a boy.
The video was created and posted by the mother for the sole purpose of warning others of a specific user who had been posing as a child online when, in actuality, he was a grown man who did this in order to get close to and exploit other children across the platform. It's
For
the
real?
grim reality of this online world, as predators will do just about anything to get closer
that
to
shit
children,
begins at
and it's a
CP,
reality
bruh.
often
I was
unrealized
like,
or even
hold
ignored
on.
by parents,
I was about to click
which makes
off
it
of it.
almost refreshing that this mother was out here trying
How
to
to
raise
make sure
awareness.
everyone else reacted as
These
engaged.
posts would become the crux of the account early on. They would call out this user and their many accounts again and again, eventually going more in depth about what this person would actually do, claiming that they had a strange perversion to dressing up as a young schoolboy. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. This theme of calling out online predators would remain consistent throughout the years on Truthsticks11. However, after some time, the mother behind the account began to use the page for its initially intended purpose, to share photos of her son. The photos began reasonably normal, and would show this young boy studying at school, accepting awards from their principal, and even school presentations in which their son had attended, with the captions often boasting about how intelligent the young boy was. Though over time, the photos began to grow stranger.
Why did he look like? What the fuck?
They looked off, almost as if they were AI generated. And on top of this, they began to appear heavily edited in an almost inexplicable manner, with deep red lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face being turned pure white.
Bro,
This
what the
unsettling
fuck?
trend would
I wasn't trying to laugh, but like I wasn't laughing at the picture. I saw that the one where he's sticking his tongue out reminded me of the picture my cat did, so it kind of threw me off a little bit.
continue from here, as
Kinda
with
threw me off
each
a little
passing
bit.
post, the photos grew less authentic and more
What this
surreal.
nigga going to Wordsworth? The bully? He goes to Windsworth Academy. Alright, let me stop trolling.
Until they
What the
became
fuck?
straight
Who's
up
making
disturbed.
this?
Even
Oh my
sickening.
gosh.
These bizarre edits spilled over past just the
Why-
images
why?
too,
Why
as the
can't niggas
posts
be
began to appear
regular?
as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple grotesque images and paragraphs
What language
about
is
how
that?
much
Is
this
this
user
French?
loved school.
French?
And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account began posting content that allegedly came directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please." He even shared supposed videos that he had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos, and somehow even more chilling.
Nigga, is this actually the video?
The boy even shows off his singing in one of the clips. Though their voice sounds off. The account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting. And though this content was visually
I guess
alarming,
I guess
another
a
aspect made it
pedophile,
even more
I'm
so
guessing.
concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake AI children in explicit positions,
Oh
with their
my
faces sometimes
gosh.
even being photoshopped onto scantily dressed adult bodies.
Oh my god.
One thing is blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account. The supposed child behind it is not real. Even in the more passable photos at the very beginning, there's evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based on the disturbed, borderline illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was not an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of other children, but instead, a predatory individual themselves.
Not
And
my
this
eyes, not my
wasn't
eyes,
their
no.
only account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore striking similarities to Truth Sticks. The page was also supposedly run by a child and monitored by their parent. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the
Bro, did I mention that? I think I mentioned it in my Solo Minotti reaction, bro. I remember I was on Instagram. It was like a basketball post. And in the comments, someone was like, I'm like 16, 17 doing OnlyFans. Come follow me, bro. Yo, like, this shit is getting out of hand, nigga. Like, this shit's getting crazy. And you know there's sick bastards that's probably going to that shit too, bruh. What has this world come to, bruh? Why niggas can't just be normal? Why? Why can't we just like... Why?
dangers of online predators, with the wording of these posts and the editing being essentially the exact same as Truth Sticks, just not as over the top. These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus providing a substantial link on its own, but by far the most compelling link between these pages is one that is easy to miss at a glance, with that being a blatant obsession with high-heeled mini boots. These shoes were mentioned or shown in virtually every single post made by these two users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I wear with my uniform. After coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt, tailored close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe. No matter what they discussed, school uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent. This is fetish content, not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole.
What
Fetish
the hell
content
is this?
Centered around children. And what makes the Chloe account so disturbing is that AI was seemingly not used, and rather the images seem to be of actual children. Despite this disturbing distinction, these two accounts are cut from the same cloth, and all signs point to them being created by the same person. A person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish,
bro?
the
I don't
extent of
get
which
it.
we'll discuss
Why-
later.
why?
But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children or their parents. So, who created them?
Yes, please,
Well,
let's
that
find
brings
that
us
out.
to our third and final account shown in that initial post.
Let me see. Who made this shit?
smartschoolboy9 was much the same as the other two accounts. They warned of online predators, obsessed over high-heeled mini boots and school uniforms, and posed as a child despite clearly not being one. But Smart Schoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child, but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner, as they didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form their identity, and instead, they used photos of themselves. In the images posted on the account, we see what appears to be a fully grown man, dressed in a schoolboy's uniform. His face is painted pure white and has bright red lipstick, and he's of course wearing high-heeled mini boots. Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts, only this time it was done on himself, as he poses as a child pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't even the most disturbing part, as the account consists primarily of videos.
Oh no. Bitch, I'll have a nightmare. I'll have a nightmare. Back the fuck up away from me. Nigga, I will have nightmares, bruh. Oh my fucking god.
Let me know if you like school as well.
Are you?
Videos
Is this
are
for
all
real?
incredibly off-putting. Some show him arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nigga, this is for real?
Others show him claiming to be on the bus heading toward school.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the school bus.
And other videos showing him doing whatever this is.
Stop! 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 What the fuck is this shit? Stop! Stop! No, we skipping this. Stop! Stop! The fuck? Okay, and then goes to okay.
As much like the other accounts, his content is overtly sexual, in its own bizarre way.
Oh lord.
In fact, there's a video of him with his full outfit on, where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself, right out of view of the camera.
Stop, you're lying.
As he stares into his own eyes.
You're lying, bro.
This account is by far
No
the most
way.
sickening part of this whole rabbit hole, and also the most important. Interspersed throughout his page are a few
Someone get
examples
this
of what
nigga. They
this
need the
individual's
Avengers to
voice
stop
sounds
this
like,
nigga. Stop him.
This is quite good.
which just so happens to be the same voice heard in
Who's
the very
following him? 66 followers? Hey, that's crazy how it's 66. Ooh, one more number. That's the devil's number right there, too. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Who following him? Why is 66 people even following him? Them shits all better be bots.
First clip shown on the Truth Sticks account.
A man pretending to be a boy.
Meaning that this full-grown adult man is the
That's
one behind
crazy.
this entire rabbit hole.
It's a
He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a
full-grown
child
man.
and their mother, getting some sort of sick satisfaction
this shit with
from whatever this
bananas.
is. And the worst part is, these activities aren't just kept behind closed doors. As we can see on numerous occasions...
Nigga, this shit's low-key worse than a serial killer. Nah, take that back. Nah, it's the same. It's the same. That's the same equal level. This is terrible, bro. This is a whole grown ass man doing this. I'm thinking this is fake. This is a grown ass man. He beating his shit in the mirror. He pretended.
Videos of him walking around outside in a public space. With
Let me find. I feel like if school goes in lockdown, yes. Bro, if I see this nigga in public, bro, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. I don't know. I wouldn't know if the nigga's like you know, special. Like I wouldn't know if he be that. But I'm thinking he probably like. This people probably looking at this nigga saying he probably special, but he not. It's a grown ass weirdo. This is a monster. It's not a weirdo. It's a monster. There's two different things between a weirdo and monsters. We all weirdos. Sometimes some of us are weirdos. Some of us are weirdos. But this is a monster. I'm yapping. I know I'm yapping.
his full outfit and face paint on.
Nigga, I'll punch him right in his buck ass tooth. Are Are you fucking serious? Like, does no one like tap that nigga like, sir, are you okay? Like, are you good? Are you okay? Do you need help? I would have done that. Like, are you like?
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and making sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid, and I think OP was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing, but it's also clearly much more than that too. As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well, as he's quite literally created faux CP, the likes of which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here either. He's creating fetish content, and he's using the likeness of children, and also some children that are clearly very real people, to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet. At this point though, this was merely speculation, with much of the smartschoolboy9 case remaining a mystery, and the rabbit hole was only getting deeper from here.
Community. This nigga has a community? Are you serious?
Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/internet mysteries subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began uncovering just how vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages. No, there seemed to be over a dozen, and likely even more that we still haven't found.
That's crazy.
As he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child.
Where's this at? In
these
the UK?
accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting, seemingly to make these characters appear as though they have real friends.
Like the way
on one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl, using more AI images to depict explicit positions of this manufactured child, which I obviously am not going to show here. Though much like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this isn't the most concerning part of this account, as on numerous occasions, he's shown images of children at a playground, which he may have taken himself. This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different accounts featuring that same name.
13 London.
I'm Stephanie.
This Stephanie character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet, many of which—
Sometimes I'm thinking like, do pedophiles have like the same brain as serial killers? Because I remember like some people like, scientists trying to study serial killers on why do they kill people and why they do what they do. Is it the same thing with pedophiles? Like, I think it gotta be the same thing, bruh. Cause it's like, what makes them do this? Like, what makes them think like this? Like, what makes them like minors, bruh? Why? Like, why? I don't get it. Like, what makes them dress up as a schoolboy like that, bruh? I don't understand. I really don't understand, like, why do people do that? It's just like sick.
Showcasing examples of her poetry, which carries on those same distinct sexual undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start. Heart racing, mixed rhythms, maximizing miracles, rice with rap, and on the map. My Kennington, London syllables. Dancing though I know my underwear might show if I lean forward.
Fuck?
Good. Stephanie Stansfield, 12. But digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers, showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the
please
online
stop
world.
showing this nigga,
This
please.
act is clearly their
Please stop
obsession,
showing this nigga's
and he's been
tongue,
doing
bro.
this
Why
for
he keep
years,
doing this?
with the earliest examples that I could find
Why does he
coming
keep
from
making
all the
that
way back in
face?
2018. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias,
Oh my
embodying it in
gosh.
even the literal sense.
Yo, shout out to this nigga doing all this shit though, like researching this shit, because there's no way, bro, no way. This is actually sick as fuck.
As in one of his many pages dedicated to—
Oh, I imagine a nigga's reaction, like the first person to ever see this, like that, like trying to like make a video about this, or like probably him actually, like just first, like imagine just seeing this by himself, like he just looking through Instagram, trying to get like information and shit, and he sees these pics, bruh. Nigga, I'm looking at this shit. I'll be looking at this shit like what the fuck? Like, look at my reaction right now. Imagine like me first seeing this, like without like it being officially confirmed. Like, this shit is crazy, bruh. Like,
to this Stephanie character.
What?
He dresses as her,
Bro,
wearing
I'll
a wig
be
and
actually
dress,
fucking
as he
having
pretends to be a
nightmares.
12-year-old girl.
I will actually have nightmares, bro.
Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion, but by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other actual children. Do you like school? I do. It is good. You have some cool shirts, but I have to wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show smartschoolboy9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps." This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children. And given his overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind Schoolboy9 is a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13.
What? I can't sit still in class, thighs jerking, high heels squeaking, schoolgirl uniform so girly. Being 13 is really sexy, but being a good girl is too. Yeah, I might actually, oh my gosh, I actually might throw up. This shit's sick as fuck. This shit's so sick.
Year-old girl.
I didn't know this video was gonna be about
but
this.
have his tactics actually worked?
I didn't know.
Well, the frightening thing is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages. And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple.
So my question is, did he actually pull up to the schools? Does he actually pull up to the schools? Like, the teachers, like, think that's an actual student? Am I tripping? Because he's, like, tweeting and fucking posting shit on Instagram saying school was fun. This nigga actually going to the school?
Especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail. Many of the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was sent them privately. There's even one image that David posted on his schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though it's impossible to say if this is real or not. For now, we just don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild, one thing is for certain: smartschoolboy9 needs to be stopped.
Yes. Please. I'm asking my boy.
Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case.
Yes.
And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in his poems, all of which centered around the London area, immediately giving us an idea of where he was located. And that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his accounts, brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother, or a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name: David. And sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David. David Alter. With the man being 59 years old. At the moment, it doesn't appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior.
There's something gotta be wrong with him. Yeah, hands down. There's something up there that's like fucked up. It gotta be. He definitely was on the short bus. For sure. Because there's no way this nigga's 59 doing this. Like, what clear consciousness? No way. No way.
and shine some more light on who this person actually
way.
is.
There's no way.
As
Something
for the
gotta be
time
wrong.
being, the only other information that we really know
fucking
about
way.
David
I
is that he likes to
refuse.
write poetry and he makes music.
See, like, and the thing is, he writes poetry and he does all this shit. So is there something actually wrong with him, or this nigga just oh my gosh, I don't even know. Cause like this nigga could be something actually be wrong with him mentally. And this nigga's writing clean poetry and doing all this clean fucking shit with this poetry and shit. No offense, but a nigga with special is not gonna write full on poetry like Shakespeare and bitch. Like this nigga's a grown ass man doing this.
I think I hear a running tram going back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and ice. Say Marianne, yes, Steely Dan. I like the sound of the running tram.
The fuck that is listening to?
And his name also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms. And that's really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially doesn't know the extent of what they are doing. Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about right here.
A mentally unwell individual.
He's mentally unwell. The shit he's still doing is fucking wrong. And he needs help. That's what he needs. That's what perfect.
Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to ensure that no one else gets hurt by his actions.
Yes.
But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on.
Yes, this is what I'm fucking talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you, bro. You was literally answering me. This is what I was talking about. I said he can't be mentally unwell because he's doing all this poetry and shit.
As his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well-spoken and articulate. And throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child.
Facts,
but it's
that's
impossible
facts.
to know for sure.
That's
but
why
what
I
we
was
do know
literally
is that
saying.
David is extremely manipulative, with his response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts, showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that it's wrong.
I was literally saying that, bro. Like he could be mentally
Since the
unstable,
exposure of David's
he's
accounts,
writing
he hasn't
long-ass
silently
paragraphs, like,
slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions.
Hold on, wait. You're a grown man, maybe looking for sex? You're literally so brain dead. Well, you have 3 separate accounts that you use to comment on your main account, but with him, you're a grown man, maybe looking for sex? You're literally so brain dead. I have 1 account, you tosser. Is that a slur? Please don't ban me. Brain dead, but in children's ads.
Lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators. He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really sad. And if that's your name, David, be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is something David does all the time.
Oh, he tried reverse psychology?
And it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
Oh, hell no.
That's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
Oh, you hear this nigga's mouth? Oh my gosh.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other warnings about predators on the internet across every page he made, each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes.
Fuck. Wrong with
the things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark vices. And I can think of 2 reasons why. Number 1, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep, because he's actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids. And number 2, he knows what he's doing is wrong. And this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. And these claims are made over and over again, as each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself. Which becomes more concerning when you realize that these projections seemingly aren't strictly pedophilic.
Oh my gosh.
Within those eerily familiar expose posts he made on Truthsticks11, he mentions how this user not only wanted to exploit children online, but they wanted to kill them as well. As he mentions that this user has a clear interest in cannibalizing kids, and even performing ritualistic sacrifices on them. And based on how accurate all of the other exposures are to himself, I have no reason to believe that this isn't part of his MO as well, as crazy as that may sound. This also seems to coincide with some of the content he's posted that I can't show you, as some of these photos show children edited in contorted positions, including some where he's added what appears to be rope to give the illusion that they're tied up. And what makes this even more disturbing is that on his accounts he's posted numerous photos in the vicinity of schools, on nearby secluded trails, and even some where he discusses what time school starts and ends, saying that he likes to be awake and ready for it. There's even photos that show other children outside from a distance, almost as if David was stalking them. This is highly concerning. Even if we don't know truly how low this man's perversions get, he is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about. Chasing another boy running in heeled mini boots. This was the text shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts. And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face of white makeup and red lipstick. This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen across his page, with multiple explicit images and huge emojis covering the majority of the screen. Though just barely enough of the footage can be seen that shows David as he turns the camera around, revealing a young boy. Who he then proceeds to chase after, giggling all the while.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like, run, Barry, run!
Or a real occurrence, we don't currently know.
Nigga, I would have took off like the
David's
flash.
doings are
That
a mystery
nigga
that will
me.
take some time to
Nah,
unravel.
I would have started beating that
and
nigga
my hope
down.
is that law enforcement
if I was
will
the
be
kid, I
able
would
to
start taking
follow
like the
through
flash,
and help
but-
shed some more light on this individual, and finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one thing is for sure. The story of Smart Schoolboy 9 is far from over.
No, all information shown in this video has been archived and sent to law enforcement who've been investigating this case for the past few weeks. Good shit, my boy. Good shit. Please do not attempt to contact David as they may interfere with their investigation. Oh my gosh, because this video could also be good and bad because now there might be some pedophiles watching this video and they might actually try to hit up David. Bruh. But it's also a good video though, because it's gonna take this nigga down once and for all. This might be like the most disturbing video I ever saw. I'm not gonna lie, on YouTube. That shit was kind of crazy.